Folia Audio. Y'all ready? We are about to have some fun. Y'all ready? Let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Y'all ready? So let's get it. I wish this did the 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, but it doesn't.
5, 4, 5, 4, 3, 2.
Level up.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Social Tea Podcast. It is I, Terrell Hicks, along with Mike, Shawn, and Saleia. We are discussing episode 3 of Hulu's Reasonable Doubt.
99 problems, and she had all of them.
Yes, she did. You
all
can
the
find me.
problems.
You can find me on my socials at Terrell Hicks, Terrell Hicks, Hicks on Instagram. Same thing on Twitter, but with one L. Shawn, go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, it is Shawn. I am on Twitter and Instagram as Missy, MISSY _510. And I am on Twitch as Lord Megatron 25. Again, I don't do nothing on Twitch. I just, listen to the DJs and stuff, but that's fine.
She's a superstar, y'all. Yeah.
I wish.
Low key.
I wish.
She's a superstar.
In my own mind.
No, in your circle, you are a superstar. Hello, everyone. I am Saleia Arquish. You can find me on Instagram at Miss Arquish. Miss Arquish is spelled MSARKEISH. And I'm on Facebook as Saleia Arquish. I'm on Twitter, but honestly, I'm not there. I'm still kind of lost. So don't look for me there because I will not be there. I will not. But let's get into this reasonable.
Wait a minute.
Mike.
Mike.
I'm so sorry, Mike. Oh my God.
Mike.
You need to get into the screen. Mike. I can't see.
That's all right.
I can see him.
I'm sorry, Mike.
All right. Mike Long. I'm on Instagram. Mike.ogoon.long. That's about it for me. Introduction is done.
And he don't even do nothing on Instagram, so
I look at stuff.
We're not gonna do that.
I barely see him on Instagram. I forget.
I scroll. That's all I do.
All right. So, initial thoughts for episode 3. What's the name of the title of this episode?
99 problems.
That's the actual title?
Yes.
It is?
I
thought you were just saying it.
Me too.
I thought you were just saying it.
No,
You are good at paying attention to those things.
Yeah, I don't pay attention to that.
Well, see, because I take notes and I'm like, okay, what episode are we on? So I always write the title.
Oh, okay.
Well,
episode 3, 99 problems. So
99 problems.
let's go. We're going to start with Saleia with initial thoughts. So Saleia, give your initial thoughts.
You go first.
Yeah, you went last time. You went last time. So go.
I
first.
did?
Yes.
Oh, man. I don't.
Oh, no, actually,
Okay.
I went last.
Yeah,
last
so
time.
then you should go,
So
Mr. Man.
So my initial thoughts for this episode is I'm still not impressed. I still don't care for these characters.
I'm sorry. He sounds like, when you said it, I'm sorry, the way he said it, it was reminiscent of acting school when professors are like, I'm still not impressed.
Oh.
Like, damn. What else do you want?
You should change your major. I'm not impressed. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think they feel accept the people down at the law school side of things. Yeah, no. No. I still don't feel nothing for the characters. Do I think this episode was better than 1 and 2, slightly better than 1 and 2, but slightly better. Not like I wasn't sitting on the edge of my seat. Not at all. Do I think there are moments where it could have been better? And I'm like, yeah, a whole lot of moments where they could have been better, but I can see now that every episode is pretty much probably going to be the same in terms of like the intensity level for me. Yes, they show the flashback of her being tied, but again, that I still didn't feel nothing. I didn't feel like, oh shit, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Nah, nope. I have a whole slew of questions, but we'll save that for after the initial thoughts. Yeah, that's my initial thoughts. I still don't feel nothing for the characters. Not at all. I feel like I'm maybe because I made the statement in the last episode that I'm watching it for the podcast. So I'm automatically not feeling it. Wow. But I'm still sitting here wanting to feel like, okay.
Same.
Yeah, like I want to feel for the characters. I want to feel like, okay, now I'm interested. Now I'm invested in this. And I didn't feel it with this episode. So
I want this show to win. I think we all we want this show to win.
Yes, we do.
Because of the nature.
Maybe it's a slow build. I don't know.
Yeah, but how slow?
I don't think so.
God damn.
No. I don't think so. I feel like I don't know. Is you get Shawn? Go ahead.
Well, go ahead. If you, but my initial thoughts are over. I gave my initial thoughts.
Go ahead and do your initial thoughts. I'll do my
initial thoughts, Saleia.
I feel like I'm still processing, and that's probably only because I have a tendency to overthink things. But initially, what I'm feeling is that we're not giving the full complexities of these characters. Like, I don't feel like these are real humans in terms of how they're. Shawn, you're trying to hold it. And here's why I feel this way. Like, and I'm gonna just based on this week's episode, I'm basing it on the cousin's reaction to Jax's, knowing that Jax is now defending the man that she believes has killed her cousin. And Jax goes, let's catch a drink. And I'm just like, no. There's no way. If I feel like you have killed somebody that I love, there's no way that I'm going to go get a drink with you. Like, girl, are you crazy? You can kick rocks with open-toed shoes. Like, you are not on the side that I'm fighting. So there's no way I'm going to agree to have drinks with you, because normally anybody, no matter what race or whatever, there would be a little bit more resistance. And her cousin didn't do that. Like, they didn't write her cousin that way. And I was like, well, this is just natural reaction. She's obviously upset. She's obviously confronting her. So why would she then go to meet drinks for this woman that she now deems as the enemy? And the flip side of that is Jax's character is just not showing me, and I don't know if this is a writing choice or this is an actor's choice, but I know that the actors can only do so much. Jax is not showing me somebody who is conflicted. Like, if she really feels for this girl, if she really feels bad for her, I'm not seeing that. And if she's just a lawyer who's being strategic, because I'm getting cold, like, she's really cold. And if that's who she is, that's fine, but let us see that. We're not seeing those dynamics like that. And those are my questions, or those are where I'm like, well, this ain't making no sense. When she goes, which I don't know, like, I don't know how law firms work. I don't know. Usually I thought that law firms kind of stick to, like, if they're a litigation law firm, they're a litigation law firm. I never knew law firms to just be both litigators and criminal attorneys. Like, if they're criminal attorneys, they're kind of known. Isn't that, I don't know. Someone could correct me. Anybody who's, knows the law.
Right.
Correct me, because it just seems.
For some law firms, doesn't mean to get into your initial thoughts, but I think with some law firms, I think they do have I guess it depends on the size of a law firm. Some law firms will only handle just the litigation side of it, and they don't have any criminal law part of it. Some law firms do, where they're big enough to the point where it's like, okay, we do have a criminal law section, or a couple of lawyers that probably do criminal law who also probably do litigation too. I mean, it does happen.
Well, see,
you can do both.
I guess. I mean, because I don't know. Again, I don't know. Like there's things, there's dots that are not connecting for me. Like when she does go to her, it's her client now. Richardson, whatever. No, Braden is her client. So why is this litigation lawyer coming with you? And why is your investigation lawyer your investigator whom you hired is coming with you and who don't understand boundaries? Like, dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you're my lawyer and you invite all these people inside my house, what? Why is he here and why is he here? Like, it's just some things like that. It's like, okay, they obviously needed a scene. They obviously needed somebody to bring the comedy in the scene with the Asian guy who plays the investigator, but I didn't see why he needed to be there.
Okay. Shawn?
I'll let you go first.
Mike?
Yeah, I when you were saying that, how we
your initial thoughts.
The initial thoughts. Okay, the initial thoughts. It's the same as before. She's all over the place. You're supposed to be this together person, but she seems to always have too much going on for herself.
But I mean, in her defense, she ain't sleep with nobody this episode, so that's good.
Yeah, this episode.
Yeah, I know. I thought you were gonna sleep with her husband. Thank God.
And even that was all over the place. Okay, can we just talk? All right.
Well, hold on. Give me initial thoughts. Let me get to
Go ahead, Mike. Sorry.
Initial thoughts.
That was pretty much it. She's all over the place. I was wondering while I'm watching this, since she has all of these situations going on, is it always like that for her? Where she has all of these things going on and she neglects her family just a little bit because she has so much going on.
Well, that's why the episode is named 99 Problems.
Yeah. I just wonder if this has been continuous throughout the relationship.
But the family problems.
I think so. I think that's why they're separated, because she was putting cases before her family.
Yeah, no communication. She don't share nothing with him.
No.
So, and he's like, what's up? And she's like, no, I'm good.
Shawn?
My initial thoughts, I'm going to piggyback off yours, is, I don't give a fuck about none of these people. None. The only person I felt bad for or had any type of feelings for was the daughter.
Again, I know.
Yeah.
Like, and I was like 10. Like, damn.
No, I got mine when I was 8.
I must have guessed somebody.
Yeah, I was late bloomer. I didn't get mine until I was 14. I was like,
I wish I got mine at 13, but I got mine when I was 8. But can we talk about the father?
Hold on, Shawn, didn't get finished your initial thoughts. Come on.
I'm sorry.
I know we want to get into the.
Yeah, she was she was the only person that I had any type of emotional connection with, because it was kind of like, oh. But I was like, damn, she kind of old to be 10, but
kind of big for 10.
Yeah, kind of big for 10. I was like,
really?
Yeah, I
think she looks 9.
So.
Yeah,
I don't know.
13.
Did we lose y'all?
Well, yeah, I didn't care nobody. Huh?
No, I thought we lost y'all. I think I frozen. Go ahead.
No, yeah, it was. I didn't care about nobody. I didn't care about Daniel getting beat up at the end. Like, that's what he get for getting out the car. Like,
yeah, he deserved that shit. Yeah, he deserved that.
So,
yeah.
You know what your initial thoughts?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. All right. So, can you pick back on something that you talked about last week? Mm-hmm. We was talking about when we didn't know if or how someone could say that they admit to doing a crime so they can get out of jail. We were talking about Michael Ealy's character, and we were saying like how they wanted him to basically admit. Him saying that he did it would get him out of jail, but we didn't know whether they actually will do that you need to admit. Damn it, don't you know I was watching Dateline Friday, because I was off Friday, and an old episode of Dateline, like on 10 in the morning, it comes on Channel 7. They were talking about Pamela Smart. don't know if you remember
the
the
chick
case of
from New
Pamela
Hampshire?
Smart, the chick in New Hampshire who had her student. She was sleeping with one of her students, and her student killed the husband.
Killed the
They
husband,
say she was the mastermind behind it. Did like a whole TV movie and everything about it.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
She went up to parole a couple of years ago, and she
Wait,
wrote,
she's still alive?
yeah, she's still alive. She's still in prison.
I mean,
But
that
she was
wasn't
trying
happening
to
that long ago.
the guys the students that actually shot her husband, or the student that shot her husband, all three of them are out.
Yeah,
They're out. She's the only one that's
what's she still doing in jail?
Because she was the mastermind.
Because they figured she's the mastermind behind it. That she took advantage of them because they were teenagers, especially the ones she was sleeping with.
Rape.
That she needs to stay in prison. Well, anyway, she wrote a letter to the probation hearing or whatever it was, the parole hearing, and had like, I don't know how many people say that, you know, she was a good person. She is a good person. She's grown from that, all this and that. 6 words or one sentence in that, I forgot how many pages it was of how good of a person she was, stopped her from getting out of prison, which is her saying, I had nothing to do with his murder. And the guy was like, if she didn't say that, or she just had said, yes, I did have something to do with it, or I accept responsibility for whatever role I played in my husband's death, would have got her out of prison. And I automatically thought of what we were just talking about last week of, if you admit to guilt, would that get you out of prison? And the guy that was at her parole hearing was basically said, if she just never mentioned anything about her husband, she would have got out. He said, but the fact that she
seem so subjective, though.
He said the fact that she mentioned her husband got her out. Kept her in there. I'm sorry.
But if you're on a parole board, like, what do you want to hear? Do you want to hear, sorry, like, I'm a useful, I want to be
at that point, I don't think,
like what?
I don't think they want to hear nothing. Either you admit that, yes, I take some responsibility, or don't mention your husband at all.
Well, see, it sounds like that's the lawyer's fault. He should have prepped her better.
And that's what that's what the lady had said in the interview. So she was like, so would have been better off if she just admitted that she was behind the whole thing? And the guy was like, well, as crazy as it sounds, yeah, because that meant you would have shown some remorse, but you haven't shown
that sounds
no remorse.
Crazy to me.
But I just thought, but that made me think of what we were talking about with him going to saying I'm guilty to get out of jail. And I was like,
and they were just like, okay, bye.
Yeah,
right.
And that pretty much.
It just sounds like it's like at their whim. It doesn't really sound like there's any type of formula.
Right. I mean, that was at that time. I don't know if it's still, now. I mean, obviously she's not getting that now. But I just that made me think of that. Like I was just like, we were just talking about that. Like, does that happen in real life? And I guess.
But then can we talk about his character, period? Because honestly, it sounds like they're trying to keep him in the mix. And by Michael Ealy's character.
Right.
He has nothing. He has
nothing to do with the story.
No, he just did for eye candy and to add some attention to the mix. That's it. Because
that's it.
He has no purpose as of now.
He has no purpose. No. Like I was really, I did, and Mike and I were talking about this. So speaking of Michael Ealy, so remember when his PO was at his house fucking up his apartment looking for quote drugs.
And they were at Braden's house doing the same thing.
Braden's house doing the same. And the song that they were playing, it was called My Skin is Black.
No, that's OJ.
It's called the OJ, yeah. Which can we say, just aside, they must have spent a lot of money on the copyright because don't nobody play Jay-Z and Beyonce unless they pay, they got to pay for it. So they must have spent a lot of money on that. But go ahead.
Right. It was ironic.
Jay-Z and Beyonce song. That was a Jay-Z and Beyonce song that was playing?
No,
in the
No,
back?
it's just a Jay-Z song. I'm just saying in general. Mm-hmm.
But I think,
Yeah.
the
Story of OJ is the name of the song, I believe.
Yeah, the story of OJ.
But yeah, it was just, ironic to see both of these Black men on financial opposite ends of the spectrum being treated the same way. And then you have these white officers who are, this dude was ready to shoot this dude in his face at his own house during his own investigation. Like, what
angry much?
And I have that
much?
And I have that written down somewhere.
He was all on he had it on his hand.
He was right.
So
he was ready. Like, what?
So,
I was like, sir, you don't sit down somewhere.
So,
Can we calm down?
But one of my questions is why is the detective so hell bent on Braden? What the fuck did he ever do to him?
Because he's a Black man who has money.
Yeah, yes. I mean, I get it, but still,
he's rich and he's Black, man. I don't know. That's what
I don't know. There has to be another storyline that has to be back there because
it might be.
Because I'm thinking, what's the point? I mean, okay, so
yeah.
But doesn't
you
the DA?
You can ask the same question for the dude checking on Michael Ealy.
Oh well, he's clearly racist.
Yeah, but that's clearly. I see that being more. I mean, I get what they're trying to do, but I can see that being more realistic than them just coming in Braden's house and getting a search warrant. Because what are you searching for?
Well, wouldn't they do that anyway? The DA would do that. They would search because he's a person of interest. So they would when they search that.
Try to find some type of evidence.
Yeah, I guess. But that I guess. But I just didn't understand. But what I don't understand, even before they even searched the house, even when they first, with the detective, when they first went to Braden's house or job, wherever it was.
And he questioned them?
Yeah, it was just it was like it's almost like there's a backstory between them two that we don't know. So they just plop you right in the middle of where they're at now. Because I'm thinking, why do you get all this animosity towards him? I mean, I get it, yes, because he could be Black and it got money, but still, it was just like you're.
But I kind of feel like he's the type of asshole that is like that with everybody. Like I don't see him, I don't see him just picking on Braden. I just see him being an asshole just in general.
But show that though. You know what I mean? Like,
write that. I don't know. Like, this is what I'm talking about, where I'm saying I don't feel like these people are completely like as human as you know what I mean. Like they're human, but I'm just saying
they're not three-dimensional.
They're not, and even because the thing is, the writers are not writing three-dimensional characters. They're writing these complex. They're putting stuff in there so we can go, oh, okay, she's messy. Like to Mike's point. She's messy, she's that. But it's like, well, wait a minute, what's going on? Is she a strategic lawyer? Does she care? I don't understand any of what she's going through. Like, I don't understand her POV. I don't understand her POV. I don't understand the next character's POV. Like, we're not seeing that like inner life. Like with Olivia, you saw the inner life.
Well, even with
not to compare, I'm just using her as an example.
You saw that.
Right.
You saw the inner turmoil. Yeah. I'm not seeing that with Jax. Like I can see how she would, like she was trying to save her marriage. She's trying to be everything to everybody. I'm not seeing how she's feeling because on one point it seems like they're really trying to, bump her up as the sharp lawyer. And it's like, well, she can't be sharp all the time with all this damn mess going on around her.
Right.
Right. And then now that you have, I'm adding Theo to my list of suspects from last week of who got. Theo is Braden's partner. Remember, Rich met him at the restaurant.
Oh yeah. Remember I said that last week, but everybody looked at me like I had two heads. Remember I said that last week
and he's causing, well, I don't know how much of a fracture it is, but with Rich and Jax. About because she made some snide comment like, I'm the criminal lawyer, I got this, you just stay in the background or whatever. He just gave it this look like, So it could be Rich
he kind of already had that before that though.
But no, like he can't be playing. he's playing two sides because on the last week he was like, I'm a litigation lawyer. I don't do the criminal. Now all of a sudden you want to be involved. Like, sit your ass down somewhere. Like, I understand where she's coming from. Go ahead.
Right. Because before, when Breda was submissive, this is before the murder, of her presence there and, wanting to deal with just a white dude and not want to deal with the Black woman. And now you have to rely on this Black woman to get out of jail and not this white dude. So it's...
Yeah, I don't know. I'm curious about that.
But yeah, I think Theo did that on purpose just to start some shit. I don't know necessarily. I would think it might have been Theo, to be perfectly honest, since they're because if you notice, he had talked about, Kalisha, we brought Kalisha in because she wanted to take the urban market.
Yes.
He didn't seem like he was happy about that, though.
Right.
No.
Because he wanted to keep it on that higher tier of whatever they sell, vodka.
I called him last week.
Scotch, whatever, because I don't even know what they sell. But yeah, he definitely, but I think he's trying to manipulate and point in a certain direction because if he goes to jail, right? If Brayden goes to jail, that's his business partner, he gonna get all that business. So why wouldn't he kind of like, you should look over there?
Yeah, I think so. Interesting how a few of the characters in the show, they did it on purpose. How they're letting their racism out. It's like slipping out and just talking to their people.
I just think that and me watching it, I was just thinking that to me, the racism just seems forced to me.
Yeah, like the whole Daniel.
A little bit. Like, I get it. Like, I get it. But it just seems like it's too...
It's unnecessary. It does nothing for the story.
Right. It's just thrown in there because had they flushed out the other aspects of the story and then they threw that in there, then maybe we could be like, okay, now this. But now it just seems like a scrambled egg story.
It was like 3 times during the show, I believe.
Yes.
That someone will let it go.
So I'll wait till we get the question because now that just made me think of another question.
Yeah, I knew Theo. I didn't know his name, but I told you Theo has something. I'm telling you, Theo has a lot more major roles somewhere in the back.
I think the cousin too. I think.
Oh my Lord! Can we talk about her?
Yeah.
Well, can we talk about that real quick? Because I got questions.
Yeah. Right, I don't have questions, but okay. I'm just, again, with the whole, they're not fleshing out these characters. They're making her annoying. Like her cousin, like I'm on her side, but she's annoying as hell. Like,
I'm just tired of.
We know she did it.
But I'm tired of these little, because one of my questions was, what is up with the cousin and these little to no dialogue scenes that they keep putting her in?
But by the end of the episode, I kind of felt like she became like the single white female in that. Remember in the movie? Oh yeah, she kind of because she's wearing her glasses.
I thought those her glasses.
And I don't remember. Did she get braids or not at the end? But
she had braids. I don't think she had braids in the end though. But she had.
No, she had the long cornrows. My bad. Yeah. But she was definitely looking like Kalisha and taking on this persona. My other question was...
But we haven't got to I Got Questions yet, though.
Yes, we did.
No.
I thought we did.
Are we?
No.
Okay.
I don't think we got to I Got Questions. So we go to I Got Questions?
I think we should.
We're kind of in that realm.
Yeah, all right. So we'll go to I Got Questions. Okay.
All right. So my first question is, where's the husband?
Yeah.
And why he ain't saying nothing or doing nothing? You ain't
seen Christian Keys? That's his
I know. Like he should be up there with the cousin. Yeah, he should be up there with the cousin.
Right. Boo-hoo.
But he's like, I didn't do it. Free. Let me go live my life.
And nobody's talking about him. Nobody, because
anytime the wife is
killed, why y'all going after Brayden? Why ain't y'all looking at the husband? Because we all know
that was my whole reason why I was bringing up the detective. why are you so hell bent on getting Braden? First of all, you didn't even know who the hell this chick was. You didn't even know who the hell this chick was. Apparently, she came and filed a police report about a couple of months ago. Yeah, an ex-assistant who broke into a car. So my thing is, that's what I'm saying. I get what they're trying to do with the detective, and he has to be part of the antagonist crew and go. Right. I get that, but you're not explaining to me why.
Be a detective.
Why are you so hell bent on going after he's him? It's him, and really?
Maybe they're just trying to close this case. Yeah.
There got to be more. There's.
Yeah, right. I actually think the husband and the cousin might have something going on, but
yeah.
You know what I mean?
So my first question is, one of the questions I wrote down was, why does Lewis keep trying to talk to somebody who don't want to talk to him?
Who?
Lewis. Why does he keep trying to talk to Jax?
But Jax this time was a little bit more. Well, she wasn't biting his head off like
the first time. Again, he comes in. Good morning. Well, we you want to talk about last week? No, we can't talk about it today. We'll talk about it next week. It's like, okay, like
next week.
I mean, she's
next week, which sounds so far away. Like, okay, let's just throw this under the rug because we ain't never gonna talk about this.
What it is, like
you want to get to it. You want to get to the problem.
Let's talk about this next year. Next year, a good time.
I have wrote that.
Next year's good.
I hope Lewis has a storyline or a purpose other than wanting to keep talking to her. Because he needs a story. Yeah. He needs a storyline.
He does.
Who, the husband? Lewis.
Yes.
I do have a question. Why do we still have the camera there? Like, we know, okay, like, we still going to do this? Like, why are you still, like, I would have been like, get rid of that damn camera because I already know you're watching it. It's already creepy. Like,
and you know he got fired, so, and you would have seen him on the cameras if he was there. So why are you just looking at her? And then you want to be all,
you love her, man. But then again, why is she going where she know the camera is and crying?
Well,
because she
could you forget
that was her fucking camera.
You know, in the moment,
but you leave your daughter's bedroom to go all the way downstairs to cry.
Out of bedroom.
Well, you could have just walked your ass to your damn bedroom and cried with the door closed. You go all the way downstairs, position yourself on the couch with the camera right there, and you boo-hoo.
And it was so telenovela. It was
right. Oh my God, I'm a terrible mother. My baby had a period last month and I didn't know.
Because, so that's the problem. She probably mad because the girl had been telling her, hey, my stomach hurts. Hey, my stomach hurts.
And she's like, it's gas.
You got to go take a shit. Like, just go on.
Eat some oatmeal.
Give her some fruit juice. Like, damn, why you ain't...
Right.
Drink some fruit juice, girl. Drink some fruit juice.
Right.
But can I tell a laxative?
Lewis is like, I wish, and this is what pissed me off. I wish the dialogue would have been like, because he picks up the girl, runs her to the car, and it's like, Lewis, she didn't get shot. Like, she's not a shooter.
It
was cute. And she's like, okay, she's doing the whole, okay, daddy, okay.
Like,
really,
get off
like,
me.
I thought it was chivalrous. Shawn was like, what is he doing? I was like, he's no.
Wait. Speaking of that, right, why he coming with that big ass roll of paper towels talking about
and put it in, he's like doesn't want to see anything. He's like, all right, baby, now put it between your legs with bleeding.
Yeah. I was like, she walking around like she just got off the horse or something. Like,
right.
Get it together.
You don't know.
You have a daughter. Have you not taken a health class?
Right, you never had a girlfriend who has had a period like near you,
okay? Well, your wife, bro, your wife. How long have you married?
There is a difference when you're a dad and you get a daughter than your wife or your girlfriend.
Okay, but
it's different.
The theory is still
I don't
there.
have any kids, but just Mike knows. It's different.
Yeah, it's different, and I'm different because I talk a lot. But at the same time, I keep my distance on stuff. You know what I mean? I'll be like, that's y'all conversation. I'll step out the room.
But he couldn't do that though. He couldn't. He wasn't in the position to do that.
So he has no knowledge.
Oh yeah, he could have.
But why he didn't call the grandmother? Why he didn't call the
grandmother?
Okay.
Yeah, he should have called the grandmother. But he was gone. He's like, oh my God.
Why did he just call the ambulance and just take it to the hospital? Like, well, he did.
That's worse. That's
eventually
worse. The child has her period. Come on. And the doctor, the doctor tried to make.
I'm thinking, is she pregnant?
Was like, we gave her some toiletries. You didn't have to bring her to the hospital. Everything, she's gonna be all right. Come on.
That's why I said that part was cute. He really stepped up and did with it. Okay, when is Jax gonna go back to her mama's house and clean up all that shit that she left?
That's exactly.
That's what I was thinking.
I was thinking the same thing.
But she was like, okay, bye, honey.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing too.
Oh, you get just to bust in my house, look up all these old boxes with dust on them.
Well, at first I was wondering whose house she was in. At first I was wondering whose house she was in.
For a childhood home room, I was like, damn, that shit kind of nice. Like, she could move in right now and it would be
but my cousin's old room still look like that.
Listen, I was like, oh, this
still look like it's brand new and all put together. Because I'm an aunt, so I can see that happening.
And then here she comes and leave all that shit everywhere.
I know that's exactly what Shawn had the same thought you did. When she walked out, I was like, who cleaned that shit up?
But there's just certain things. That's what I'm talking about. There's just certain things. It's like, create real dialogue. Make her mother be like, oh, so you're just going to leave me with this mess? Or something, you know what I mean? Something. Create this real dialogue. Because if we're thinking it, other people are probably thinking the same thing too.
Go ahead. Or at least call her later on. Like, you come and ask him this mess you left?
Right.
That's how I would have ended the episode. Like, you come and clean up this mess?
It would have been real.
Yeah.
I don't know. It just didn't make any sense. It's like, so we're not going to say something about the thing, about this? We're just not, we don't say nothing.
What I also didn't get was, like I said, with the cousin and all these little, every scene that she was in, it there was no, she goes to Jax, like you mentioned earlier, goes to Jax, basically gets on her as soon as she steps out the elevator. Jax is pretty much like you said, we're going to go and let's meet for drinks. First of all, who does that?
Right, exactly. Who does that?
I just thought, okay, she's like, well, we'll go to this restaurant in Beverly Hills. Oh, I know where it is. And you're buying. Okay. I figured Jax was going to buy anyway, so she's telling you to meet her there. And then you get there, and then the conversation is like 2 seconds.
Yeah.
Then you leave.
There should have been no conversation at all.
Right. She explained to her that she signed the NDA. And there was nothing she could do. I mean, basically, there was no reason for him to kill her once she signed the NDA. And then
been an email.
I got the whole coon and all. I'm like, okay, this is all right.
But see, and that's where I'm getting upset with Jax, because it's like 2 times you had the opportunity. Obviously, this woman is hurting. She's saying all the things she's saying because she lost. We're assuming that she's, I don't want to assume that she's a killer either. So I'm assuming that she really is legitimately lost, or feeling really sad about the loss of her cousin / her best friend. And I don't feel like Jax is saying, look, I know, like, she's not saying anything that's like, sorry for your condolences. I know this is hard. She's not saying any of that shit. She's just she's going into, I'm a sharp lawyer and I'm going to say these, sharp things because I'm a sharp lawyer. And it's like, all right, I don't understand this. Like, create a human being that does she care or doesn't she? Because if she doesn't, why is she meeting this girl for drinks?
Well, they kind of wanted to go that route before she took the case. The whole thing of her helping her speak to the other lawyer and, blah, 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 whoever she, had her go to and trying to help her from that one. But it was like, once she took the case, it was like all that shit went out the window. Like,
right, it's a fuck you. If I were the cousin, I'd be like, oh, so you're just saying fuck me. Like, fuck my life, right? Yeah.
What she kind of did in a sense. I mean, when she said basically it's almost like a F you to me by you basically taking his case, even though you said you were not his lawyer.
Right.
I wasn't at the time. But, and then, okay, so then that takes place. And then the cousin goes and visits the DA.
Uh-huh.
And even
The
that
DA don't
conversation
care
is
neither.
short. And I'm just like,
Not a little
what's
bit.
the point of her
Not
going
even a little bit.
No.
Like, I get where she's coming from. Like, in terms of her being a human being that has suffered a great loss,
Yeah.
I can see where it's like they really don't give a crap. Like, she brought up a valid point. She's like, it's becoming about Brayden. Like, what about my cousin? She's died.
Yeah,
This woman
and
died.
again, why isn't the husband there?
Because
Okay.
Right, exactly. And also too, because in the sense of I get what Victor Rusak's character, I don't know if I pronounced his last name right, but he's the DA.
Mm.
Ortiz is like his name of the show. I mean, I get why he's saying the press on Brayden is good because now it's painting a picture of who he is or who the prosecution wants to paint him as. Okay, I understood that when he said to her. What I did not get in that whole conversation was, what was your purpose of you going to see the DA?
Because y'all didn't talk nothing.
Because you didn't talk about nothing. I don't understand what was the purpose of that scene.
Because he was
What?
It seems like they're applying the pressure on Brayden.
What? I don't know.
Yeah. Not even pointing.
The internet's coming. The internet's
We're
cutting
missing a lot of good points.
Sorry.
We want to catch your point.
Yeah.
Can you say it again? What you said?
What say it again, Mike?
No, I was saying that. I didn't understand that scene because it seems like they're putting the pressure on Brayden, but like she wanted more pressure. She wanted attention for her friend, but I was a little confused that she wanted attention for a friend. Shawn explained it to me too. You know, the sisters don't get as much attention, but you want to get Brayden prosecuted. You know what I mean? It seemed like they was on track for doing it. She's like, you need to do more.
I mean, I understand where she's coming from, but they're not flushing out. Like this is to my point earlier. She's becoming this an annoyance. Like they're not giving her gravitas. Like we're not seeing the grief. We're just seeing a Black woman who's like, see, that's what I'm talking about. This is how they treat Black people. And it's like, okay, you almost forget that her cousin died. You know what I mean?
Until that the end of the episode where she is out there with the protesters,
which was a good move.
And I thought that part was cool.
I thought so too.
But I also thought too that you only needed to have her do that if they were taking their time getting Brayden.
They weren't moving.
Bringing him in. He's already been arrested. He's already been booked. He's already been in the court. So it was like, what all over the news. So my thing is, what more did you want them to do?
Well, I think maybe
that they weren't doing. Like, I get it in the point of if they were taking their time and things weren't moving and they weren't going after him and they were looking at other people, then I understand her being in there.
But yeah, that whole investigation is on him.
Yeah. But I think we should have seen it from her POV. That's another thing. Like we're not seeing it from her POV to make us think, okay, well, I can see where she's coming from. They're showing a lot of crest of Brayden. Like if they showed her in a room just watching the news and all she sees is him, I can see her be like, yeah, damn, this is a lot.
But the only press we've ever seen him in was when Jax was talking to him outside of outside the police station.
Yep. So
that was it.
Her pressing that much for Brayden has made me think about her and the husband a little bit more.
Yeah, exactly.
But where is he?
Exactly. Yeah, where is he? And like I said, she's taking on that single white female persona.
Come on, Christian Key. Show up.
With the glasses, looking like her. Right. Like, why would you?
If you want to take a place, you know what I mean? So
she mentioned it in the episode. She said, my cousin wore these a lot. So I don't know. It's supposed to be symbolic. I don't know. When you think about, for me, when I think about, when a loved one dies and they give you all the person's personal stuff, and that was the thing that she remembers the most about her cousin, and so she was wearing it. That's how I interpreted that.
But I think that would have had more effect if she was in the courtroom and had those glasses. You go into the DA with them glasses on. DA probably had never seen your damn cousin in his life. But you going with them glasses on like he's supposed to know these are your cousin's glasses.
But
you should have wore those
victim,
going to see Jax, and she should have worn those in the courtroom. There was nobody in the courtroom. If she wore those in the courtroom, then I would have understood. Like every day of the trial, you got the glasses on to remind Brayton, that's my cousin you dealing with. Going to the DA, like he was talking to your cousin day in and day out. You don't know those your cousins. Like I mean, I get the purpose of why she had the glasses on, obviously because she explains it. But it didn't help the scene.
Nope.
It didn't make the it just didn't. It's like they're trying to find like they were going to ride around, but they like we need her. We're gonna keep her in. Yeah, so we'll just we'll have her go to church. She'll talk to Jax, then she'll go talk to the DA, and then she have a protest. Like,
there wasn't no feeling to her with them glasses. It's like
there was no feeling to her at all.
It's like okay, so
none of them.
No, because even the girlfriend scene, I was like, why is this here?
Listen, why do they all hate each other?
They low-key hate each other. They're not friends at all. And Jax is, oh my God, she's horrible. She's a toxic friend.
She is there. It's like the Mean Girls.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is.
They're all frenemies.
Yeah.
And it's just like, why we got the Real Housewives on here acting the damn fool? And then the one that she got beef with, I don't even know none of their names. I don't care.
Right, me neither.
Like, I don't care. But the one with the ponytail had left her the.
Oh, she never got in contact with her. Like, dang, not surprised.
Right. And Terrell to go back last week about them swearing in the show for no reason. Like, it don't make no sense.
Her rapping in the car?
Yeah. Okay, but everybody got that gangster rap music that they listen to either before or after.
I get it, but it didn't look like that was her song. It looked like they were like, practice the song.
No, but not even.
Right.
Yeah, but also, too, when the radio comes, you're rapping the radio station name, which that's not even happening on the actual radio station.
Because they don't swear on the radio unless it's XM.
Yeah.
Which I was just like, what? And then doing the whole rap, I was just like, okay, I get it. But those two songs, what she's rapping is not what's being played.
I couldn't tell you what was played.
At least that's not what I
couldn't tell you either.
I couldn't. I just didn't. I mean,
it sounded like she was just off. That's why it looked like.
And also too,
rehearsed.
Which usually happens in a lot of movies and TV shows.
Yeah, the audio.
Except for when they can actually have licenses for a song, then you really know that then they actually can play.
But there was no purpose for that song.
The whole scene. No. With her driving was just there was no purpose for it, and she just dropped the N-word like 4 times. I'm like,
well, they're catching up for the other scene. She doesn't swear, so there you go.
They're catching up.
No, just don't have her swear at all because it's all.
I mean,
all I think it was Terrell.
That's what I was thinking about that too. I was like,
because it's forced.
Yes.
It's like that teenager who finally turned 18, who's been waiting for the last 6 years to curse. And around his, family and probably curse around his friends, but around his family, around his parents and grandparents or whatever, and now curses up a storm. That's exactly what it feels like to me. It's like we got a TV show that's not on network TV. So we're gonna curse and we're gonna do this, and we're gonna have fun. And I'm looking at Interview with the Vampire. They're cursing on there. That shit seems more realistic than me watching Reasonable Doubt.
Well, we need to call it Reasonable Questions because we got a whole lot for this show.
And so many questions.
It just seems
so many questions.
But also, too, why does Jax never look shocked or surprised?
They're trying to make her the shocked girl who's like, yes, I know. Like she's looking, if you notice, she's always looking like, I already know what you're going to say before you say it. So go ahead. Like they're trying to give her the Claire Huxtable stare. And it's like, that don't work.
No, because it's that.
It's 2 scenes. The scene where she's at the law office, and then they call her and tell her that Braden calls her and tells her that they're
the house
basically
is the warrant. Yeah.
I expected her to go like, what?
Well, she did kind of.
Like,
she was like, what?
No, she did. It was
She's
just
like,
like,
oh, he was supposed to give me a heads up on it.
Yeah. And then when
he didn't care. She didn't care.
The other guy, I don't know who the hell this dude is, another PI she got, that's calling her, giving her information while she's laying across an old bed at her mama's.
I was like, who is he?
An extra who, like, where the fuck he come from? Who is he? And why is he getting all, like, anyway. But when he's giving her information and she's not, like, surprised or shocked about it, like, it's like, it's almost like they rehearsed it 2, 3, 4 times, and this is like the third take, fourth, fifth take, and she sure knew it was coming.
She was like,
so she was just like,
this part. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yep, I'll get it. Mm-hmm. Like, because there was no shock, no facial expression.
She's trying to be like Olivia Pope. That's all I could.
But Olivia Pope had facial expression.
Yeah, pretty facial expression.
Yes.
The shock.
Olivia Pope had.
But she had material. She had material.
Her eyes would. Yeah, that's true. I mean, we are talking Shonda Rhimes, Shonda Land writing versus everybody else. Yes. So, you get those, but even with the writing though, you would still get those looks from Kerry Washington.
She always
it's that look of, even Fitz just saying something.
But her face is very expressive.
Or somebody just that. Always, she does. Yeah. But even with all of them, I mean, but even with Fitz and Cyrus and Melly, and you still were able to get the expressions. Like when somebody said something shocked, they look shocked, not look like I already knew what you was getting ready to say. I just don't want the audience to know that I knew that I know, but it don't come across like she has that was just one of my things of she doesn't look.
No, it's like
she surprised.
I don't know.
And then, like I said, to go through all that and for her to fall down and boohoo cry on the couch, like, bitch, please.
There's a couple.
But she boohoo and crying though because she saw blood in her daughter's drawers,
which I thought that was a little over the top. Like, we noticed
I thought there was more.
Yeah,
because they're trying to give you a little bit again, which could be a red herring, which is I'm now going to make you think that is more than just a period. I'm going to try to make you think that maybe she might have been sexually assaulted by her grandfather.
No, I didn't get that.
Yeah.
How I interpreted that was because when she picked it up, she was like, "What?" Which I didn't. I get. Oh goodness, I don't. They really tried. They tried hard to tie that in. They're trying to make it seem like, the little girl. This has been happening. Like this is not her first time getting her period. Like she got it last month, and now that Jack realizes it, she's like, "Oh my God, what have I missed? Let me go. I'm a terrible mother. Boo hoo hoo." And it's like.
I didn't get that. I got the part that she thought she was a terrible mother, but I didn't think it happened before.
Yeah, because she said it happened before. Because she was like, "Sweetheart, have you been bleeding?"
Yeah, she did say
this happened.
Mm-hmm.
How long? I totally missed that.
So that's what I got.
Because she said it in previous episodes about her stomach hurting. Mm-hmm. The first time she dissed it was like, "Yeah, it's probably gas."
But just like a black mother, like, okay, it's gas.
It's gas.
It's probably gas. Take your ass.
Father's arguing. Listen, go to school. Whatever.
I'm cooking drinking wine in the morning. Leave me alone.
I didn't know if it was either because she was she felt bad because she missed it and knows she missed it because she was neglectful, or because she tried to tell her mother when her stepdad was abusing her and the mother shunned her off. So she felt she was doing the same thing. Possibly.
I mean, could be. That could be.
Also, too, but the daughter never said anything to her, though.
But she's never talking to this kid. Like, I mean, none of her children.
You never talking to them.
Like, her son is like...
Either one of them.
Hella disrespectful.
Sounds like whatever.
Oh. So speaking of that, did anyone else notice how much food that she had pulled out the fridge, making them that lunch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
And I was like, and he's straight putting all the stuff back. Why do they have a 3-course meal going
Yeah,
to
I
lunch.
don't know what kind of lunch boxes they got.
Because I want some.
Maybe they have after school programming, and maybe she's just overcompensating because she's never there. She's like, I don't know.
Or maybe
I don't know
she
when I'm going to
realized
see.
that their daddy's still working on
Y'all
that
better
damn
eat
game.
this,
He ain't
'cause
got
I
no
ain't
food
eating
at
Right,
his
like I
house.
don't know when y'all gonna eat dinner, so let me just give you everything.
Yeah, or maybe that's what she realized. Like, your daddy ain't got no food, is not still working on that game. So shit.
Yeah.
You need to give you food at your daddy's house.
You know he broke.
Yeah, I'm gonna need Lewis to knock it off with the
Did the assistant really need to say? I wrote this down as a question. Did the assistant really need to say or share with Jax that he had to be racist to get the information?
Yeah, I thought right, yeah.
No, I
Again,
thought it disturbed
forced.
him. I thought it disturbed him when he.
But for somebody that's supposed to clean up an apartment, you was asking a whole lot of fucking questions.
Right. And I thought the guy would have peeped it. I thought he would have been like, I know you're an investigator. Like, you can't possibly be trying to clean, because we don't give a shit about what we got to clean. But you got a lot of questions for someone who's just going to be cleaning.
You don't get in there and get some soap and some water and get the shit off.
I couldn't care less what your name is. Who your mama and them is.
And he was so excited. He was like, he was like, oh, you're Korean too. And they was talking whatever, but.
And again, I'm just like, the racism along with the swearing is just forced.
It's not necessary.
Well,
like,
I mean, the thing is, it doesn't have to be so like message, like, you know what I mean? The fact that he had to say, like,
exactly.
I had to be a little racist to get this information. Like, let it, if that's what you're going to put in there, just let it be one of those things that we peep, but it's not talked about. Like, why did you even when he was like, oh, I have a thing for BBWs, and the woman, her secretary comes in and she's like, and I'm like, I don't get it. So if you're trying to talk to the secretary, because the first episode he was like, I don't know how to talk to her. She's hard to talk to. And
like, she's scary, and now you won't get with her.
Right.
So
it's like, what? I don't understand. And she's gay. So at least that's she said it in one of the episodes. I was like, okay.
Oh, that must have went over my head. I probably didn't pay her ass no attention.
I
did.
Unless she's not, and then they get together.
I didn't notice. She's too busy being a little angry.
Yeah.
Well, this whole thing of
I think so. I think she's angry. I think she's like, look, let me just give you your messages.
Right. I think she's over the gig.
But this whole thing of then she's like, what did she say? Blink twice if you need help.
Yeah.
It was just like,
she obviously doesn't like him.
They're not even in the same. But the thing is, they're not even in the same room long enough to even build that relationship between them two, between the two characters.
Yes.
So it's like, I mean, we get it. We get it. You're supposed to get that in the first two episodes, like, they don't get along and blah, blah,
he likes her.
But I'm thinking, does he work for the law firm or does he work for Jax?
This is what I was saying. It didn't make any sense for him to be there while she's meeting with her client.
Yeah, in the room. Yeah.
Yes.
Like, what?
Yeah, I wouldn't want him in there. I wouldn't want him in there.
And he was talking mad shit.
I mean, even Braden was looking at him. Yeah. Even Braden was just like,
who are you? What?
Yeah, he looked at her.
What? I cracked it with the way he turned to look at him, like, what? And even though he didn't say it.
I was like, because I was like, why is he there?
I was like, shut the fuck up, dude. Yeah. It's not your place.
But again, but here's the thing. That's not his fault. You know why? Because he works for Jack. Jack should have said, hey, listen, when we get in here, don't touch nothing and don't act a monkey fool, just like your mother would when you was a kid. Mm-hmm. Don't go in there, don't touch nothing, just shut up.
Or what she could have did was have him go do something else.
Yeah.
Pertaining to the case.
He didn't need to be there.
Can we talk about
yes, can we talk about her? Because they're making the wife.
The wife.
I
don't even know
her. Oh, you mean the one that reminds me of like an elf from Lord of the Rings? Yeah.
I wouldn't have said that, but okay. Wow.
Yes, she does. She reminds me of
she got big ass
ears. She looks like she looked like she's been cast out.
Why did they make her? I hate that they made her this little mouse of a woman. Like, because like she didn't have any idea of that her husband might be cheating. And if I'm your wife, I would have been like, so, okay, why did you go over there to have her sign NDA? Like, that would have been the first question. Before all that came out, I would have been like, why was you over there in the first place?
And First of all, they don't seem like they like each other anyway. So fuck.
Well,
like,
he don't like her.
Well, that's the
and
whole,
she's just like,
he don't like her.
Yeah, he don't like her. But she's like, I love him. I love him.
Right, son.
No, he don't. He said it in the first episode he didn't care for her. He tolerates her.
She just like, he
tolerates her, but
no, he don't.
He done dipped into the chocolate and then brought him back.
As soon as it came in, he was like, don't you got some shit you need to do?
Like, don't you gotta get out of here?
She was like, oh, okay, I guess I do.
Like,
okay, I do. Yep. Can you let me know? Yeah, let me know whenever you need.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Like your husband is being accused of murder.
Right.
It's not like he didn't pay his taxes. It's not like, you know what I mean? Like it was insider trading.
Yeah.
He's going to be on trial for murder while he was having this, in this illicit affair.
What would have been perfect was when they first showed up at the house and him and the wife was already having the argument.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would have then set the tone of the wife already knows because he told her or she watched the news.
That would have been too far. When he got convicted of the murder, because the thing is, my question would have been,
he didn't get convicted
but when
yet.
they had the pre-trial, and my question would have been like, well, what was you doing there in the first place, hon? Like the fact, I get that you wanted her to sign an NDA, but why did you have to be there? Why was it, you know what I mean? Like I would have had those type of questions. I hate that they're making her the stupid person who's like, I had no idea that he was cheating.
Well, that's what I mean by this.
No idea, no clue.
Well, that's what I mean by when they first went to the house, him and the wife having the argument, because when basically he has the wife go upstairs and do whatever, obviously Jack says to him, does she know? He's like, no, I didn't tell her. And I just told her that everything she sees on the news is basically a lie.
So your wife is stupid now.
Okay.
And she's like, well,
she was just like, okay,
basically.
I think here's why I'm laughing, because I remember, this is an aside, you know how we do. I remember this girl in school. She said she knew this lady whose husband was cheating on her, and she caught her husband cheating. So when the woman walked in, the husband waves his hand and goes, "This is."
Jedi mind trick. Dr. George, you're looking for.
Right. And so that's basically what her husband is saying. This is an illusion. You are not seeing what you want to see.
It's magic.
Oh no!
It's like, that's what the equivalent of this is. Oh, it's just rumors. Well, it's just rumors.
What he told her, like everything you see on TV is.
I don't know. I always remembered that because I thought it was the funniest thing. Like, punch the shit out of my husband. This is an illusion.
I'm laughing at Terrell because he's crying. He's literally crying.
I was the first time I heard that. I was like, what? If this is an illusion, then I'm whooping your ass. It's an illusion.
A mess. Yeah, this whole episode. Well, even the part when Jack was talking to the wife, that was.
Yeah, I was like, girl, bye.
Like, really?
Yeah, that made you mad, but it's smart because people's perception is garbage sheep anyway. And then, she left him, so he must have did it. And it's like, let's find out.
They think that anyway. It wouldn't have made a difference anyway. Like, he's just a shitty husband, whether he did it or not.
Yeah, but every pebble of perception in court is like pebbles in different glass waters. Mm-hmm. Every pebble helps to level the water. You know what I mean? Towards your side or the other side. People do little crazy stuff in court, and some other people suck it up. Mm-hmm. And you're like, wait a minute, that's not even pertaining to the actual case. People are like, well, he is a dirtbag, though.
Yeah, but just because you're an asshole don't make you a murderer.
Exactly, but people don't always see that.
Right. A lot of people I know, the assholes that
they didn't commit the crime.
As far as I know. So,
or they didn't get caught.
I was just going to say when.
I'm sorry, T.
when the cousin comes into when she's talking to the DA, what's the girl's name?
Alicia.
What's the girl's name?
Alicia
Alicia's
is
cousin.
the cousin,
Yeah.
and then Fallon is the one that's supposedly getting justice for her.
What's the cousin's name?
Fallon.
Okay. So when she's leaving the law office and she tells the DA, he says something and she goes, well, I'm going to do me. And I'm thinking to myself, nobody told you not to do you.
Yeah.
Nobody said anything to you not to do what you're going to do. Nobody said anything. It was just, again, one of those conversations where I'm just like, what is the purpose of this scene?
I don't know.
Yeah. And then as the DA, why are you mad at the protest too? Like, I don't understand that.
I didn't get that
because you think that he's not doing his job, or?
Well, that's what it is. Because she says to him again, I told you that I was going to do me and I was going to fight for my cousin or something, she said. And it's like,
and furthermore,
but I get it, but you would do that if they already didn't have the guy that you want them to get already in custody.
Like, he's already been charged. What else do you want?
I didn't get that's what I don't understand.
See, is the DA the only one going in out of that entrance? Like the defense ain't going in out of that. Like they're not seeing this protest either. Like, is he the only one that?
I guess so.
Because
but the damn scene was so short you couldn't tell. I was waiting for them to come walking out too.
Yeah, but if they're at his office, they're protesting.
No. That was outside the courtroom.
Yeah.
Outside the courtroom?
Yeah.
How big is this court?
Geez.
And that's why I didn't get.
Yeah, that was right after the pretrial because
but I mean, I get the fact that they're trying to throw in relevant themes of what's happening in actual real life.
Yeah.
I get that. The whole protest and I am Kalisha and I get that. I get it, but it doesn't work for the story.
It's forced.
Yeah, it doesn't work for the story because you don't see
it doesn't story.
Yeah, like I said, the cousin just comes off as annoying, but you don't get because the backstory is, well, not even the backstory. Like, if we're gonna keep it real, it's really sad that she lost her cousin and her friend. Like, that's sad.
Right.
But that somehow gets missed with all the other stuff. Like, you don't, like, I feel like really stay on topic. She lost her cousin and friend. So have her be that woman, no matter how she goes about it. Like, let's really see her point of view. Right now, we're just seeing her upset. She's meeting Jax, which doesn't make any sense. I still stand by what I said earlier. Like, why are we meeting? I don't like you because you're defending the guy that I believe killed my cousin. Why would I meet you for drinks? Kiss my ass.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, none of that. Right. Even if she said that, like, it's almost like they're trying to, they need an episode. And I'm kind of dreading the next week's episode because I don't know what they're going to draw out or what they're going to pay attention to. Like, I'm just not looking forward to it at all.
Hey, Terrell here. Looking to start your own podcast and don't know where to begin? Check out Buzzsprout. Buzzsprout is hands down the easiest and best way to launch, promote, and track your podcast. Buzzsprout provides you with a great looking podcast website, audio plays that you can drop into other websites, detailed analytics to see how and where people are listening, and tools to promote your episodes. Buzzsprout will list your podcast in all the major podcast directories like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and more. Buzzsprout also provides videos and blog posts about how to start and monetize your podcast. So join over 100,000 podcasters like myself already using Buzzsprout to get their message out to the world. Buzzsprout, the easiest way to start a podcast.
Right.
Yeah, development. I keep thinking that episode. It's like, I mean, that part. It's like, you was a sellout, a coon, just like I said. We'll have drinks.
She should have.
All right, then. All right, drinks. You say nothing about no drinks.
Yeah, girl.
You paying. I'm drinking.
But it wasn't no drink. She had one drink because whatever that dollar bill that Jax threw out. That was the end of the drink. So,
but there's no way. Like this is like that's so sleazy. Like it's like that's all she had to say. Let's meet for drinks, girl. We can talk about it later. No, I'm absolutely not gonna have anything with you. Not no tea, not a word, not an air, not a nothing. You defending this man. Like that don't make no sense to me. Like I hate that they wrote that. It's like what?
But I'm still trying to figure out why Jax is defending him in the first place.
I don't understand. I think it's because when he was playing ball and he was like, "Oh, I really loved her," and I think that's when she decided then that she would.
Oh, and then the whole I guess that's supposed to be the whole correlation between not a correlation, but a I don't know if it was juxtaposition or something between him and
that's
Michael Ealy's character.
I guess
because it's supposed to be, I guess, like she couldn't keep him from going to jail for something that he didn't do. Now she has possibility, a chance of maybe keeping Braden from going to jail for something that he didn't do.
But
it's supposed to be now that she's a much better lawyer, then she'd be able to get Braden off or get, you know what I mean? Like
right.
I think that's what they're trying to do in like episode 2.
I guess. But it's reaching.
Both of them, like,
it's really reaching because there's nothing about Braden that makes me think. Yeah. I mean, even though he said what he said in the basketball court, I just feel like, I'm good.
But there's no scenes of nobody looking for any fucking evidence.
No,
that's the thing that's cracking me up. There was no scenes of nobody looking for
they
evidence.
Said the glass. Apparently, the glass that was next to her body, and this only came up in this week's episode, had his fingerprints on it, and it was a shard piece of glass or something like that. But that's still
the wine glass still.
Right.
Yeah.
Did they have a pull? So then in the last week's episode 2, well, we watched episodes 1 and 2, but in episode 2, did they show a scene of the police in Kalisha's apartment?
They were coming out of her apartment.
They only showed the coroner
outside.
Yeah, bring the body out. They didn't show nobody in it.
They had crime scene tape on there.
And I think that's what they're missing. One of the things that they're missing. They should have had that scene in there.
A whole slew of other things.
That's one of the things that they're missing. Yeah.
Go back and rewrite that.
Because that way it would have been, you would have somewhat set up the dynamic between the detective and Braden, because I still don't understand what the dynamic between them two are. I mean, I get it. Yes, he's the police officer. He's the so-called suspect. So he's supposed to, they guess the whole, that's how we treat him works. But this is just seemed like it's a lot more because, like I said, it has to be a history somewhere between them two that is prior to this show taking place, because you're coming at him too hard when you got a husband you can look at.
You got this ex-assistant.
You got the ex-assistant.
Then you got the other
I don't think she did it. I think she just shot the ex-assistant. I don't think she did it.
We don't even know what else she is.
She whooped David's ass as needed.
No, but that's the ex-assistant. That's not the assistant. That's the other. She was a cousin that was living with Kalisha.
And causing trouble.
I thought when he said, there was a cousin who lived with Kalisha, I thought it was Fallon.
Nope. It was another one.
I thought it was Fallon too. Okay. All right.
But it was another one. But the other one has the record. I don't know if they were so clear on it that it was the other one that was causing the commotion there.
Yeah, I don't know why he got out his car. Like, I thought that was dumb. I was like, what? Like,
because he probably thought they couldn't hear him.
But
they walked away. They act like they walked away because they saw him.
Well, they act like they went in.
Now they went in. Then he just
and then they came out.
They came out, and he figured he'd just go in there. And they came right back around the corner. It's like, yo, why are you following us?
Right. Well, first of all, he was being biased. He was like, I told you they go to pawn shop. Like, what?
What are you saying? Stolen goods.
Yeah.
Stolen goods. Yeah.
Stolen goods.
And why wasn't there was nobody else out at that time of night.
Right.
If you notice, right, except for like the church scene, there aren't
There's
lot
nobody
of
else
people.
around town.
There's not a lot of
No.
people in the scenes with the characters.
Because they
No.
can't afford it. They already paid for that Jay-Z song. I mean, girl, they can't afford no extras. Are you kidding me?
So they took all the
They
acting
was
budget
like,
and put it into the
you know, let's just copyright
soundtrack. It's gonna be fire.
It's gonna be fire. No extras though.
Okay,
we
but
can't afford it.
you're gonna be barista number 2
Right.
and number 1.
Put
You're
on a
gonna do
mustache. Because we need you in the next scene
Order up.
as the panhandler, right?
Wait, did I just see you pour my coffee? Like, what are you doing outside?
This is an
like,
illusion. Illusion. You didn't see nothing.
Like, when did you learn magic? What are you talking about? This damn illusion.
Oh my God.
It's
a mess.
And you know what also was getting to my nerve? What's up with this laying on furniture with shoes on?
Okay, but I hate that. You know what? I always feel that way.
That's
I was
like-
watching Frasier the other day.
Wait,
And-
what scene?
Well, 2 scenes. One, she's laying across her old bed at home at her mama's house with the shoes still
The
on.
shoes wasn't on the bed, was it?
I know,
Yeah.
but still.
But
But still. Then you get home and you walk all through the house and you lay back down on the couch when your husband's still there, but you got your shoes
Yeah.
on. I'm
Well, see,
like,
that goes
do you not?
into the believability of it. Like, first of all, I feel like if you're at your mama's house and you're digging through dusty boxes, why do you have your office suit on? Wouldn't you have take your jacket off? Wouldn't you, like, I don't know, put your hair back? You know what I mean?
But maybe she thought it was going to be something
Yeah,
quick. Like, I think it's in this box. Oh, no, it's not in that box. It's maybe, let me check
Even
this out.
still, like after looking through 1 or 2 boxes, you would still be like, all right, it ain't it. I'm obviously going to have to dig. Let me take this jacket off. I'm going to have to get dirty. And I don't want to, this is a designer suit. Like, I didn't see that.
Also be cleaned up, so, I mean.
But then I also was trying to figure out well, at first I thought she was in Kalisha's house.
Doing all that?
When she was going through the
Nah, she's too comfortable.
No, when she was going through the boxes at first. And then when she realized she was a mama's house, I was like,
I thought she was going through the boxes
Okay, 'cause
because
I
she was
didn't-
trying to find an actual case. I didn't know it was a freaking journal she was looking for. Like, are you kidding me? You did all that? You created all this mess for a freaking journal? You got
And you
to be
still
kidding
ain't
me.
cleaned it up.
Right, you still ain't cleaned it
And
up.
still didn't clean the mess.
That's insane.
You notice that she doesn't say bye at the end of a phone conversation. She just hangs up
Yeah,
the
she's
phone.
rude as hell. I don't like Jax. Like, I just...
Yes.
I don't see that on movies and series a lot.
But that's just like not locking the damn door when you come in the house. That shit pisses me off to no end. Lock the
She had
motherfucking
Will.
door.
She had Will. Will would lock the door. She got so used to Will locking the door.
Hate that shit.
I mean, she got used to Will doing a lot of things. Until he couldn't
Except
do
for
it no
cooking
more.
breakfast that day, the next day.
Right.
Yeah, cooking
She
gas
was like,
cooking
dude,
breakfast.
you still here? Like, I rolled over. I thought she was going to leave in the middle of the night.
You in here cooking up
Right.
grits and
And
shit.
my good ass turkey bacon, please.
But you already see they're trying to set up an
You had the
issue.
flapjacks
But they're
going.
also trying to set up an issue between them because when he texted, she rolled her eyes like,
Which is
Why
so
you just
messy.
ain't block him?
Right. Well, why don't you just be like, I don't know, succumb to your mistake and be like, look, I'm sorry, I let you on. You know, I'm still trying to get with my husband.
he will when he comes to her
Yeah.
house.
But he was hella creepy anyways. Every time he popped up, that motherfucker popped up in the bushes. You kidding me? Like, if you don't get out of here. And he checked that one-sided
I
door.
know, you was like, he didn't check the house. The last episode, I couldn't stop laughing.
That window's good. That one window's good. We all
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, well, what about the other 42 in the house? Like,
Right. What about the
real.
other 5 rooms in this big ass house that I paid for? You ain't gonna check them?
Yep.
Just one. You good? You good?
and did she
I
look?
have to say though,
She ain't locked the
Go ahead.
front door. That shit bothers me.
Yeah.
It just every
But see,
notice.
That's the movie
No,
thing.
I'm with you, Shawn. It goes like, I think about when you're in acting school, they tell you to live in a space. And I don't feel like these characters are living in their space. Like the fact that you would be doing stuff in your mama's house with your shoes on. Now, all of us have Black mamas. You don't do stuff. You don't sit on nobody's furniture with your shoes on. You know what I mean? You just don't do that. And so like there's things like that. It's like, okay, details matter. Details matter. And they're totally overlooking stuff like that. And that's bothersome. Like there's no way your son gets to roll his eyes at you and still have them.
Because he would have had no teeth.
And walk away and still have
eyes. Like what?
Right. Yeah. How does he have all his teeth in his head?
Yeah, I say that's the daddy's fault too, mostly.
That too.
Oh yeah, it's the daddy's fault for not checking.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
And that's what he needs. He needs his father to check him and be like, yo, what you not gonna do?
That's your mother, boy. You can answer your mother wants to say something to you.
Right.
Yeah. When she's like, your mama wants to say good night. Get over here. That's what you do.
Right.
Get
You
your
don't
ass
say
over
good
here.
night to your mother. That's it. There's stuff like that that's like, what? So we're just not going to talk about any of this? Like, there's just a lot of that you look at it and go, that's not how we do, though. You know what I mean? Like, that's just not how we do. If you're going to write about us, show us.
Even in the fictional world,
that's not how we do.
It still looks too much like fiction.
Right.
You know, that's the thing. I mean, I guess we all know everything on TV is fiction in terms of TV shows and things like that. But it's not good when you are watching something that you know is fiction and then it looks like fiction.
It looks like fake, right? And that's why I meant to say like they don't look like full humans. Like it looks like a rough draft. It looks like they got the rough draft of the script and was like, here you go. Make it work. We didn't come up with the final draft.
Pretty much.
You know, so it's just things like that.
Yeah,
I don't know.
Just waiting for Tyler Perry Studios to come across the front of at the beginning.
I don't know. It just makes me, it's like, okay, obviously it takes a lot to make a show and you get all these people and producers and it's like, y'all don't have a consultant. Even Issa Rae had consultants for Insecure.
Insecure?
Yeah. Scandal. We talk about Scandal a lot. Scandal has consultants just in terms of.
They had Judy Smith. Was one of the Judy Smith, who the show was loosely based off of. The little characters.
Just to ask, like, what's real? How would this be handled? And I don't know nothing about like, fixers or whatever, but there was a sense of realness to the story. And I don't get a sense of realness to this story. Like they just, come on, y'all.
And then at some points, I'm looking again. I'm like, okay, is this a wig that she has on? Is it her hair?
I gave up on the hair.
I was still stuck on that again. I was just like, okay, is this? Because certain scenes look like it's a wig. Certain scenes look like it's her hair. Certain scenes look
like she fell asleep on it, and they were like, "You're up," and she was like, "Oh, okay," and nobody fixed it because it was all smashed her head. It was like, goodness. This is messy. It was like, we got that Jay-Z song. We don't, we had to get rid of the hairstylist. It looked like an old woman wig, I was looking for the link. Ugh.
It did.
I was like, come on now.
Oh, God.
Fix her hair.
Yeah, it's, I really am trying to
I mean, I'm going to hang on because we're doing the podcast, but I'm like, I got to say, I'm disappointed because when I first saw the trailer, I was excited to see the show. And now that we're in it and we're seeing the show, and I'm just like, and it has all the components for a successful show. Like, these are good actors. I've seen these actors in other things, and I know they can act. I don't know who the writers are, but you have all these people. You have Kerry Washington who's backing it. You have Larry Wilmore. I don't know. I'm so disappointed. I really am disappointed.
Well, I think hopefully, it'll pick up.
I hope it does too. Like, you know what, Shawn, I'm with you. I hope that all of our questions, like there's like an episode or two that makes it all come together and I can go, oh, okay. Oh, all right. It took y'all hella long to get here.
It'll probably be like the season finale or the episode before the season finale where
it better not be somebody finding some evidence. and say, "Oh yeah, now we got another."
What they'll do is, and we've seen this time and time again. It's you'll see what really happened, like as a flashback. So, like I said, it'll either be that the episode before the season finale or the season finale. But then again,
because at that point they got no choice.
Right.
They're going to have to explain that, but you have to have, again, you got to stop paying off some stuff.
Well,
you got to stop paying it off.
I think you're right.
I don't think anything from episode 1 and 2 has been, the questions that we had were answered.
No, we got more questions like them. We had more questions on top of it.
You got to start paying them off. Like, okay, so maybe a detective finds something else. Like, there was no police work involved in this. So what is I get her being a hot shot, brilliant attorney, but you at least be able to see other characters do their job.
I don't see her being a hotshot at all. I just see her fronting like she is.
Yeah, that's all it seems. Like, I'm not seeing her in the courtroom asking questions like, what about this, or catching people. Like, I'm not seeing that yet.
Because we haven't seen it. The only this is the first time we've seen her in the courtroom. Was in this.
Well, they're trying to give us, this, juxtapose that she is, considering all her last cases, except the one with Michael Ealy.
But show her, but you could have showed that in the first episode.
But I think they were trying.
They're just showing her sharpness. They're just showing her sharpness. That's it. In terms of her aesthetic. Right. Aesthetically, if you're looking at her, she looks like she's sharp.
She's well together, yes. Okay. You're showing us how
she's got the nice house.
Yeah.
She must be doing something right.
Yep, that she's confident. We get all that. That, she's in the office, and we get the fact that, she's in this white male dominated profession, and she has to deal with, racism and all that. We get all that. But you ain't telling me how she is in the courtroom as an attorney. That you could have did that in the first episode. The first 2 scenes could have been her in a courtroom handling the case.
Set up her, how she looks.
Set
up her professionalism, Okay, she's a baddie then. Okay,
right. At least with Annalise, you first saw her as a professor, then you saw her as an attorney, but you could also see that eventually that she was flawed, just like Jackson's. But at least you saw her in both of her elements as a professor.
You saw her killing it
attorney
there.
Before you actually saw her pick up a case that involved her husband or found out that her husband was murdered. Like you got all that. They established those parts of her. Jax, they're not. They just want you to automatically assume, believe that
in there.
In every case, obviously that she doesn't, because Michael Ealy went to jail for 16 years. But they're somewhat trying to show you.
In one case, he's like, if only I would have done it.
It was like that one case, and it's like, but they're trying to automatically make you assume that she has made up for that without showing you she's made up for that. I mean, in terms of like maybe winning other cases. You know what I mean? Like there was
if it was like
there's no news clippings, no nothing that says, "Oh, Jackson's
evidence of it.
He won a civil rights case and something or criminal."
Well, even
you don't see any,
even like the devil's advocate,
what you assume.
Keanu Reeves' character, like he was, he never lost.
Right.
Like that was his persona.
He was on the street.
I don't understand Jackson's passion for being an attorney. Like, I don't know where that comes from. I don't feel that from her at all.
No.
You just know that she's a partner, but that's not it.
They tried to give you that a little bit with her mother saying that she was in a paralegal or something for 25 years. Like they tried to
secretary.
Like that's.
Can I just say something?
They try to.
I don't know. I could be wrong. But are you supposed to discuss the case with people. Like in jury duty, they tell
But
you not.
but she didn't say anything. But she didn't say like even when she was with her girl.
With her girl, she said a little bit.
She said a little bit, but she, they know that she can't discuss the case like that. But
they steadily I know who did it. Like there should have been something that when she would be like, y'all know I can't really talk about it. Like there should have been.
Yeah, I was waiting for that.
Me too. I was waiting.
Yeah, me too.
But she don't like them anyway, so she don't get.
I know they don't like each other, so she's like, whatever. Oh, that's what you think. Okay. And she said that hella disrespectful thing to the girl with the ponytail.
She was like, "Oh, they're there,
you dummy, you dummies."
A bunch of dummies.
I'm friends with y'all. Why?
Right. I have no other friends. This is it. All right.
Did y'all think the joke that she said about her girl when she put a girl down about?
I thought it was fucked up. I thought that was fucked up when she said. I thought it was kind of mean.
It's like,
we've been waiting for that to happen since episode 1.
She
was like, "Girl, you only know I was playing." No, you weren't.
No, they all was like, "Ooh, that ouchie."
Yeah, look at her like, no.
Yeah,
that's all here. Yeah, it was like.
But that's just mean. She should know it was mean. Like, why would that come off as, I'm playing? That's not a play joke.
No, that's not a play thing.
Yeah, especially when you know what she just kind of disclosed to y'all not too long ago about her husband eating out another woman. Like, come on. That's just just insensitive. And it's like, okay, clearly you don't like this broad.
But again, what is the purpose? What is the purpose of the friends?
I think they're supposed to be there to keep her grounded.
But in what way? I don't see that grounding at all.
In what way are they keeping her grounded?
It just seems like we discussed before, like she's the it girl. They all secretly kind of want to be like her. They want to be on her level, and they hang out with her because she is clout. She's got a lot going on. She's a lawyer that everybody knows of. That's the only thing I can assume. But I hope that comes together because I can't stand shows where it shows Black women at odds with one another like this. Like, come on, fix this.
No, I totally agree with you.
So I hope that comes full circle.
That's why I said it was given Real Housewives. Yeah. It don't matter what city. It's just given all
pick a city. It don't matter. It's just bad. It's just bad. Yep.
So. Like, they don't have no type of... Like, the conversations really don't make any fucking sense. Like, they're not having any... Like...
It just looks like honestly, it looks like some non-Black people wrote those scenes with, these Black women coming together and they're like, okay, put in a head girl and it. Like they put in all these syntax.
But were they at a club or were they at a restaurant?
Girl, because it didn't matter. And they could have been at the library.
It don't matter. Every scene that they're at, even when they were at the other girl's house, it was just like,
why are we here? Why are we looking at this? Like, what is this?
They're just trying to establish the fact that she has
not
friends.
Really, because we're questioning that.
They're just trying to make her all the way around. She got a career, so you know how her career is.
Yeah.
She got a family, you know how her family is. Now she got her friends.
Well,
that's what they're all trying. That's pretty much what it is.
Boo, it's trash. Even with her being in the car, they try to make her seem.
I didn't say it was trash.
I know. But even to your point earlier about her being in the car and rapping to a song that just wasn't synced and swearing at a song that wasn't synced, it seemed like they were trying to make her seem like a down chick, and it was like, okay,
she's not an around the way girl.
No.
She's not.
She's not.
She's
not from Crenshaw.
No.
She's not from she may not have had a silver spoon in her mouth, but she's a kept girl. Like she's Cosby status.
Right.
Like in terms of her mother worked. Her mother was a homeowner. Her mother made sure she went to school. Right.
She wasn't convincing with the rapping really at all.
No, it was just, again, it's like one of those cold Black entertainment films to me.
Stop mentioning these people. Please. I'm sure they got one or two good movies that we like.
Oh, yeah.
Did they do The Wood? Were they the people who did The Wood?
I don't know.
I love The Wood.
No.
They did Brothers, right? Which one did they do?
No, I don't
Who?
think the brothers either.
Cold Black Entertainment.
No, I don't think they did brothers.
They did something. One of those films that I like. I think I gotta look it up.
Well, yeah. Well, this is along the lines of one of those type of movies.
It's not even a movie.
I mean, what I'm type of films. I mean, TV.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? TV
Maybe
show.
it should have been a movie because I feel like with the show we just got too many dang on questions. So I don't know. Yeah.
I just don't. Like I said, this is episode 3. I mean, episode 4 premieres tomorrow.
I mean, I'll be watching it on Monday, an hour before the show. So
I'm gonna try and tomorrow and see what the live tweeting is from the show. I'll let you know how it goes.
Yeah, they probably don't even.
Yeah, please do.
They probably don't even know what to write. They're like, great show.
Well, I'm for sure there's a lot of people tweeting, "Oh my God, Jackson, this is so great." Blah blah blah. Trust me, I'm for sure it's getting. I'm
sure
tweeted.
there's somebody. There's people who watch shows and they don't ask questions. They go, "Look at her in her suit. Look at what she said. Oh, that's so funny."
Now the clothes. I have to say, the
clothes is wearing those suits. So like, go ahead, girl. Go ahead.
Them clothes look good. I mean, even with Braden coming down the stairs in that blue sweater, I was like, "Damn, I like that sweater."
I wasn't even paying attention to that.
Yeah. Well, that's the only thing you can pay attention to. That's the only thing that's entertainment because everything else is trash. I can't help but look at the clothes. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wow.
Yeah.
Damn,
I thought I was rough.
Yeah. I'm just so mad because I said earlier, Shawn, I think you walked away. I had a lot of hope. I'm still trying to keep a lot of hope for this show, but I was really excited when I saw the trailer. I'm rooting for the actors because I always want actors of color to do good work. I want them to be in films and in television that's good. Like I don't want it to be bad. I don't want this show to be bad. I really don't, because a lot of people, like I said, they have all the components to win. They do. They have good producers. I can't speak for the writers, but they have good actors. They have all of these things to win and just have a really dope ass show. I don't see this coming back for a season 2. And even if it did, honestly, I wouldn't watch it. Like right where, as I stand right now in the episodes that we watched, like it's just,
I wouldn't watch it.
So they're going to have to really, these next episodes, I hope they come full circle. Like, I really do.
Well, look, y'all will see the chat tomorrow and I'll be like, what is this?
And I'm going to be like, oh, no.
I'm surprised you actually didn't text anything tonight.
No, because we watched it yesterday. So.
Okay.
I was like,
oh, Shannon Kane. That's her name. Okay.
Shannon Kane, who?
She is the one. Oh, that's where I know her from. Okay. She's the woman, the actress that Jax was talking about at the dinner table. With the friend that
ponytail?
Okay. Yeah, the ponytail.
Okay. Can't keep calling her that.
I saw her on All My Children. That's what I saw her at.
All My Children?
I remember. Yep, she was on originally All My Children.
Because that's how you got to pronounce it. Not children.
All My Children.
All My Children. That's why I saw her. Because I'm like, I know she looks familiar. Like I know I've seen her somewhere before, and it was on All My Children because she played I forgot who she played. But yeah, I mean, I don't see them doing the episode that season. I won't say I don't see them doing the season 2.
You never know. Sometimes with bad shows, they're like, and it's been renewed, and you're like, oh God, no.
Well, I'm just hoping that next week's episode is better. That's all. That's all I got.
That's all I got too, Shawn. I'm with you on that. Like I can't.
I want to see the whole thing, but but I'm getting frustrated that I want to rush to it just to see what happens.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I could just fast. There was some parts yesterday. I was like, I gotta fast forward it like I can. And then there was other parts
because I just felt like, well, maybe I might miss my actual,
Well, Shawn is a average fast forwarder.
I don't have time for the bullshit. I did it right quick. I've been to the movies when I'd be like, yo, can you just pass me the remote?
Just let the suspense hit you a little bit.
Ain't nobody got time for this. Let's go. Like, speed it up. Let's go.
Yeah,
no patience.
I kind of feel like if they're showing episode 4, they should might as well go ahead and show 4, 5, and 6 and 8. How many episodes do we got? Just show it tomorrow. Like, let's not.
Yeah, I think we're going to episode 9.
My
There's
God.
9 episodes.
Like that's well into Christmas. Like, let's not do this. Let's just, let's plop these babies out now. Like, I'm not trying to like spend weeks waiting for these episodes that I'm not even looking forward to. Like,
yeah, everything goes on until the middle before Thanksgiving.
Show 2 at a time. Like, you got to know this shit is janky. It's janky. Let us get through it. Maybe they know something Maybe they know something we don't. Maybe it is gonna get good, and they're like, wait till you see episode 5. I know we all don't like it now, but you really gonna look. I hope that's the case. I hope that's the case.
Anyway,
sorry, go ahead.
All right, podcast listeners, you can catch me at my socials at Terrell Hicks, Terrell Hicks, Hicks on Instagram, and then Twitter, it's the same with only one L in my first name. You can catch Saleia at Mrs. Arquiche on Instagram, and also it's Saleia Arquiche on Facebook. You can catch Shawn at, Missy _510 on Instagram, and Lord Megatron on Twitch. And you can catch Mike on,
Mike.ogoon.long.
He literally has one handle, and we forget every time.
Yeah. On Instagram, yep.
I thought that was on Facebook.
And then Michael.
I got Facebook and just Michael Long.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Well, I don't know what else to say except we'll get to episode 4 brain. We'll just see y'all next week.
Getting through these episodes.
It's gonna be all right.
That's exactly how we feel.
It's gonna be okay, y'all.
Yeah.
I'll beat up optimistic. It's gonna be all right.
I'm drinking next time.
We still want the show to win, but
that's what I did last week, so might as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to have some.
I'm gonna find some words. I'm like, they said Jax, and drink every time they say her name.
Oh, you'll be laid out.
I know.
I'm gonna be drunk before we do this podcast. Oh, that'll be a funny podcast. Yeah, we should also have a couple before we do the podcast episode. Anyway, all right, podcasters, we'll see you on next week. Bye. The Social Tea Podcast is a Folia audio production, created and edited by Terrell Hicks. Follow us on Instagram at Social Tea Podcast, Twitter at Social Tea Cast, or subscribe to our YouTube channel at Social Tea Podcast.